Hey everyone, welcome back to American Whiskey Experience.
How's it going?
I'm James. This is my buddy Pete over here to the left.
How are you?
Again, thanks for stopping by.
Checking us out, yeah.
Yeah, checking us out again.
So today we're going to talk a little bit about tasting whiskey. Something we all enjoy doing.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people go out there and they read a review and they pick out different characteristics of each whiskey or bourbon, whatever they're drinking. And sometimes people overcomplicate it when they read a review or they watch a review.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be an enjoyable experience. And it
Sure is.
In my opinion, it's something that, there's no right or wrong answer.
Yeah.
It's kind of what you experience while you're drinking that whiskey.
Yeah. I think it's a great topic to talk about because, this is our new channel.
Yeah.
So let's start from the beginning.
Right.
And, we did Heritage Month.
Yeah.
Our last
Bourbon
review.
Heritage, yeah.
Bourbon Heritage Bunch. And now we're going to go with, the basics on, not so to say how to drink it, but, some of the key words that we're going to talk about. And you hear in the steps, maybe you're out with friends that are more experienced or at a restaurant or bar and you hear people talking and they're spinning the glass or something like that. You're like, why are they doing that? So this is a great conversation to have.
Like an introductory. And if you're an experienced whiskey drinker, then maybe this is not for you, but
But watch anyways.
Well, this is something we want to bring people into whiskey.
Yeah.
We want people to enjoy it the way we do.
Exactly. So we decided to do two picks today. Two bottles. Same distillery.
Yep.
Right?
Wild Turkey.
Wild Turkey, yeah. Russell's Reserve. We're doing a private barrel select that we picked up at Wines and More in Milford. Corey and his team over there picked this bottle. And then I picked up this bottle a couple days ago. It's been around. It's not. You can find it usually.
Readily available.
Yep. Russell's Reserve is a 10-year, and I picked this up over in Cromwell. Yes.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
No. So they're definitely a little different.
They are a little bit different. Yeah.
But why don't we give it a pour?
Yeah, definitely.
Which one?
Let's do the.
Yeah.
You want to go right to the big boy?
Of course I do.
Yeah. Okay.
I love this.
So, real quick, when I'm pouring, give it a little background because you said Wild Turkey and people see Russell's now they're kind of confused.
All right, so Wild Turkey is the parent company.
Yep.
Eddie Russell is the master distiller. Russell's Reserve is a kind of a spin-off and to do some different things with their whiskey. And this is, again, a single barrel select from Wines and More. So they've sampled a couple different barrels, picked the one that they like the best, and they bottled it, and it's distributing through to their store.
Yeah. So this is, again, so it's a barrel pack, like Pete mentioned before, they get samples or they go down to the distillery and they pick out of 5 different barrels, tastings, and they pick this particular model or this particular brand or blend, whatever you want to call it. This is 110 proof.
Yep.
55% ABV.
Yep.
It's a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. And like you said before, this is actually distilled on 12/26/12.
Yeah.
Dumped on 6/10/21, and it was bottled on 6/23/21. For those keeping track, this is out of Warehouse K, and it's floor number 4. Not sure how many floors there are, but I'm sure there's more than 4.
There probably is. I would guess so.
Yeah.
I would guess so. So a little bit about the steps.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you'll read, people look at the color of the whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of get a nice clear glass, and you look at the color, and sometimes you see a lighter, brighter color versus a dark, deeper color.
Yep.
Sometimes that is reflected by age.
Sure.
How much the whiskey actually penetrates the barrel, comes back in, heat, and time. This is kind of a nice, this is a nice, pretty, a little darker color.
Yeah, it's a good color.
Good color, a little dark.
So
dark copper for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say copper, amber copper.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously the first step is to pour it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You could drink out of the bottle, but yeah.
I think we have.
We have.
Yeah.
Once or twice.
So we poured it.
Take a look at that color.
Take a look at it, and if you look at it, as you're looking at it, you'll see it hugs the glass. So when I say hugs, legs hugs the glass. You'll see just like just a line of where it's still, as you spun it a little bit or just moved it a little bit, it just holds there.
Yeah, you'll see the viscosity of the
which, sometimes you won't see anything.
Nope.
Sometimes it really hugs the glass and it's got some strong legs on it.
Yeah.
This one definitely does
do
what we said. It has those legs. The next step would obviously be to smell it. Yeah.
No, so like I said, and you're gonna kind of keep your mouth open. You're gonna inhale. You're gonna breathe.
Okay.
What you can, and then do your best to describe what you're smelling.
Right.
I mean, a lot of times with whiskey, you're going to get those woody smells. You're going to get, the sweetness, the caramels, the vanillas, the corn. The corn is going to bring some of that sweetness out into the whiskey. So, like I said, there's actually a bourbon flavor wheel you can look up and find online.
Sure.
It gives you a lot of ways to help describe
That's
what
helpful.
you're smelling,
Definitely
what you're
is.
tasting. But I always like to kind of use things that are in my daily routine that I kind of, I think I remember I said one time in one video I said pencil shavings.
Yeah, you did.
It's a very dry, woody, light wood, not like deep, dark oak.
Yeah.
It was light, but that's what came to mind.
And it brought back memories of pencil shavings. Right. I think we all agreed there was something there to it. So so again, you're gonna sniff it. You're gonna take your nose, sniff it. Pretty easy.
Give it a little swirl, let it open up a little bit.
Yeah, I swirl, and sometimes I close my hand and do a little swirl. You'll see little chips. People use like poker chips or casino chips.
Yeah.
Put it on top of there. They also make
trap the
smell when you're spinning it. Yep. I do notice a big difference for me when I do that. I do get a lot more on the nose.
More intense, yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely more intense. And when you're sniffing and you bring it up to your nose. Whatever you get is what you get. You're not wrong.
There's no right or wrong answer.
There's no right or wrong answer, and that even with the finish, the palate, everything.
I think the hardest thing to do sometimes is to put words to what you're smelling and tasting.
Yeah, that's tough.
It is,
and that's where that flavor wheel really comes in handy.
It helps
because you might take a sniff and you're like, yeah, I know. I smelt that before, but I don't know the name of it, and then it ends up being some kind of like mint or something like that, or a spice, cooking spice.
They also sell like I think it's almost like a sampler rack of different spices and jarred like vanilla and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you can actually smell those different items and kind of pick up those things. That's kind of neat. I think somebody made that with oils too, with essential oils.
We should pick one of those up so we could have it and show it next time or something. That's pretty neat. Yeah. So all right, so we did the spin. We quick little nose.
Great little nose to this. I mean, I'll tell you, it's to me, I get that cherry wood.
If you don't get cherry on this, then you might have something wrong with your nose. Really, right? I mean, everyone says it's a cherry bomb.
It's got just
big cherry wood,
cherry.
And I think that's why they picked that.
Not overly sweet. It
barrel.
just has a very pleasant nose where I can go back and smell it a couple times. As I sit and enjoy it, go back and smell it again.
Yep.
Well, it's. I'm holding this glass for too long. I gotta take a sip.
Well, cheers to you, my friend. Cheers to you. Yeah, that's great. I also get dark prune or plum. That's what plum. Yeah.
So I just get mixing out flavor. This is a great flavor.
So obviously the next was take the sip.
Yep. Take a sip.
I would say take a small sip, let it sit and linger in the mouth for a little bit.
Yeah.
You should, and again, there's no right or wrong answer, but you should kind of get what you picked up on the nose, on the palate, in your mouth as well.
Not always.
Right.
But it sometimes those scents translate to flavor.
Right. Yeah. So you should get a little bit of that. Now, again, you might pick up something totally different afterwards.
Yes.
Which is again, that's normal too. There's no right or wrong, but. Technically, you should get a little bit of those notes that you got on the nose on the.
I've had very little in the nose and have actually had a lot of flavor.
Right.
And that's happened as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Now this I definitely get that nice oak, the beautiful cherry, just deep flavors, long-lasting flavor. Very, very good.
I get the cherry again. I get the oak, the dried oak. I get a little bit of
You get some heat, some spice.
Well, I do get the heat on the finish, and we'll talk about that. But hold on here. You mentioned pencil shavings before.
Well, to get a little dryness.
It's that dryness. It's that. Yeah.
Well, see,
a little oily too.
Yeah, good. Like nice mouthfeel.
Yep.
The flavors linger. I mean, it's a longer finish for me.
Nice, well, it sticks around.
Nice Kentucky hug, warming. Yeah. And those flavors last in my palate for a while.
Yeah.
This is something I sit here and sip on for a while.
Yeah, normally you would get, obviously we get a little bit of the yolk, but sometimes you get like a vanilla. I don't get any vanilla really on this one.
The sweetness is still a cherry.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a touch of other sweetness in there that I really, maybe even like a light bit of cane sugar or brown sugar.
Okay.
But not just a little bit.
Yeah, see, I get the, on the nose, going back one step from the nose, I was still getting that, like I said, that plum, that dark plum. It's not when it's not ripe yet, and it's hard, and you know you get a little bit of that. That's what I got.
Okay.
I don't get it on the
taste.
On the taste.
No.
You brought up the finish, and that would be like the third part is the finish. How you feel once you know.
Yeah. How long does it last? Is it a very short finish? Is it a long lingering taste that you can sit there and enjoy? You know, sometimes with a medium or short finish, you kind of feel like something's left to be desired in that pour.
Yeah.
But then you take another sip and you have another taste.
Yeah.
Which is okay too.
Yeah. So for me, on the back end of it, I get some black pepper.
A little peppery.
Yep. Still, that cherry follows you all the way from the beginning to the end. For me,
the cherry for me at the end gets a little bit tartar.
Yeah.
A little more tartness, and the dryness of the oak.
It's dry at the end.
It's very, very good.
Yeah. And it's warm.
Yeah.
And it sticks with you for a while.
Well, I mean, it does have some of the properties that typical wild turkey products have, which I enjoy.
Which you're a big fan of,
like.
yeah. So I'm kind of fairly new to drinking wild turkey products because I always thought wild turkey as one thing, and that's know that plastic jug bottle that we would drink.
Yeah.
So
it happens.
This is
an excellent.
I mean, it's a great pick.
When we got this when this first came in, I went and got a second bottle immediately. Because I really like it.
Which, knowing now, I heard there's a few left, so I'm gonna have to shoot down there maybe this weekend and pick up another bottle.
If you're in the area, Wines and More in Connecticut and Milford, definitely check them out. Good selection there.
Yeah.
Very knowledgeable guys.
Yeah. I mean, very knowledgeable, and they have a great selection of their whiskeys, rye and bourbons and scotches, and even beers.
Great beer selection too.
Great beer selection as well. And, you know, eventually we'll get into the barrel aged beers now that fall's coming along, and
Oktoberfest.
Yeah, looking excited for that.
Absolutely.
So for me, again, let me ask you this: so out of the 3 steps, you had the nose, the palate, and the finish.
Yeah.
What do you think was like the wow for you? Because for me, I always find a wow either on the nose or the finish or the palate. One of the 3. Which one kicked you and like, wow, this is something?
Honestly, I feel like all 3 phases were very, very prominent.
Right.
Very well blended. It carried through each step.
It is very well blended.
But the flavor of this is really, really good.
It's still hugging me right now.
I really enjoy the flavor.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go. This is one I can sip on all night.
Yeah.
And really not crave anything else.
At 110 proof, you might want to slow down.
I want to slow down a little bit, but but this is one of those ones like I like to have this.
Yeah.
And like I said, this is even the regular 10-year is very good, very good. But so we're probably gonna finish this one up.
Yeah, and I think for me, I love the nose on this.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just.
The other thing too is like, and we've talked about this I think in the past, is that even when you're done and your glass is empty,
it's like a cherry
you
Coke.
can always go back in and revisit the nose.
You can
because it lingers in the glass, and sometimes you pick up a little bit more.
See, I think it's as it's sitting in the air and just breathing a little bit more. Man, it's like a cherry Coke.
Yeah.
No, it's like a Roy Rogers drink. Remember the Roy Rogers drink, Shirley Temple?
I almost get like a flat cherry Coke.
Yep.
And a little bit of Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. So okay.
Right.
Oh, Dr. Pepper, sure.
You know.
I can see Dr. Pepper.
Now that you brought soda into it, I kind of have to think about that.
It almost has like a high, like a. Thinking back as a kid, you know, and drinking like a Shirley Temple Roy Rogers. Remember that? It was grenadine and 7-Up with a cherry.
I probably stole the whiskey.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we did. But I tell you, it kind of brings back some, memories and stuff like that. And that's what's great about, drinking whiskeys and bourbons and ryes.
It's sharing that experience with friends and family.
Yep.
And the bottles will always be there.
Yeah.
The high-priced whiskey will always be there. But the experiences were something you take forever.
Yeah.
So I think that's great.
Pretty cool.
I think so, too. So we're going to probably sit down and enjoy another one. But thank you guys for tuning in.
What do you think?
We're gonna pour one of those, but we're gonna probably do that off camera. But again, thank you very much for tuning in. Check it out.
Thanks, guys. Let me know what you think if you had the Russell's Reserve, whether it's the private barrel pick, and there's other people that do private barrel pick.
Absolutely.
All over the place right now.
Yeah.
If you had the 10-year, let us know about that. This is great.
Yeah, readily available.
Yeah, it is.
And reasonable priced.
Yeah. $40,
$40 range,
$41, something like that. Yeah, it was a great price. I think both are great. What else? They have a 13-year as well.
It's a 13-year. It's a 13-year. It's kind of hard to find.
Yeah.
There's a 6-year that's actually readily available. That's very reasonable.
Yep.
in the $30 range.
You liked it?
It was good, yeah.
Yeah,
It was
okay.
good. I mean, I think I prefer this a little better.
Yeah.
But both very, very good.
Cool.
So
all right, well, thank you, and let us know. One of the things too, real quick. We drank it neat, and that means there's right out of the bottle, no ice. It's not chilled or anything like that.
Right.
What we just did, you could do that with on the rocks.
Drop of water.
Drop of water. The stones. The chill stone,
I think
whiskey stones.
The one thing about that, I mean, really, it's not a wrong way. Drink it whatever you like, but I think you get the full flavor.
Try it neat.
Try it neat first.
Because you're drinking it basically as in this case out of the barrel, basically the way it's supposed to.
Yep,
it was made. Yeah. So,
absolutely.
But if you like it on the rocks, by all means, drink it on the rocks. It's just something we just don't prefer.
Don't typically do.
Yeah.
No.
Cool.
Thank you.
Well, hey, thanks again.
Check us out on Facebook, Instagram.
Yep. I think that's really it right now on YouTube, right?
Yeah. And obviously, you're watching this on YouTube.
Yep. So like, share, American Whiskey Experience is the name. There's more things to come. We're just brainstorming as we go.
Yeah.
And we got some
fun.
Great stuff going on. And,
having some fun. We're going to definitely bring some friends in, some guests
Yeah.
For sure.
We're going to get a list together and we're going to shoot that out. So we'll let you know.
Absolutely.
All right, everyone. Thanks a lot.